Ugh, what I do. Very tough life.
I never imagined my life would bring me to a place like this. A place where I wouldn't just survive, but fall deeply, unexpectedly in love. My life was never easy. People say everyone has struggles, but my struggle was different. Mine was a silent pain. Every morning I woke up just to pay bills. Every night I fell asleep exhausted, knowing I had to wake up and do it again. My mother died 2 years ago from cancer, and with her, a part of my soul left this world too. The hospital bills destroyed me. $47,000 in debt. A number that followed me everywhere, reminding me that I was alive, but never free. That desperation brought me to that office, where I worked as a secretary. I had a name, but no one used it. I answered phones, organized files, made coffee. And every evening, I went home with tired eyes and an empty heart. Then one night came, a night that divided my life into 2 parts, before it and after it. It was raining when I left work late, just 3 blocks to walk. I told myself, I do this every day. I'll be fine. But that night, fate tested my courage. 2 men came out of an alley. They stopped me, took my bag, took my phone. Then they saw my company badge. She works for that office. And suddenly, everything changed. I was beaten, thrown to the ground. And in that moment, I didn't want to fight anymore. I just wanted to survive. When I opened my eyes, I was alone in the rain. Blood, pain, silence. I made it home somehow. I didn't even cry properly. I just cleaned myself and went to bed. Because the next day, I still had to go to work. Because pain doesn't cancel responsibilities. The next morning, I hid my bruises with makeup, covered my pain with clothes, and then he noticed. The man who had been running his business for 30 years, the man everyone feared, the man everyone respected. He looked at me and asked, "What happened to your face?" I fell, I lied. He looked at my arms. The marks were still there. "These are not from a fall," he said softly. "Tell me the truth. Who did this to you?" And for the first time in years, I felt seen. So I told him everything. He sent me to the hospital, paid for my treatment, told me to rest. But the most important thing, he didn't treat me like a victim. He didn't treat me like a burden. He treated me like a human being. We started talking in hallways, after work. I told him about my mother. He told me about his loneliness. He said, "I've been a boss for 30 years, but I've never really been there for anyone." And in that moment, I realized maybe I could be there for him. I don't remember the exact day. Maybe it was when he brought me coffee himself. Maybe it was when he said, "You're my responsibility now." Maybe it was when he heard about my debt and went silent for a long time. I knew he wasn't perfect. I knew he was strict. I knew he was powerful, even dangerous. But I also knew this. When he looked at me, I felt safe. The office started whispering. The secretary is getting close to the boss. She must be using him. Lucky girl. They didn't know the truth. I didn't want his money. I wanted peace. I didn't want his power. I wanted respect. One day, he called me into his office. He gave me an envelope. Inside were the papers. My mother's hospital bills. Paid. All of them. The debt that haunted my nights was gone. I cried that day, not because of money, but because someone finally said, "You're not alone." One evening, we stood on the terrace. The city was glowing below us. He said, "I don't just protect you. I can't imagine losing you." And that's when I understood. I had fallen in love with him. Not because of his wealth, not because of his power, but because when the whole world ignored me, he saw me. Today, when I look back, I see the girl I used to be. Tired, broken, invisible. And now, I see someone living. Not because life is perfect, but because someone once said to me, "You matter." I didn't fall in love with a rich man. I didn't fall in love with a boss. I fell in love with a man who understood my silence, who didn't just save me, but changed me. And if someone asks me today, "Why did you fall in love with him?" I will answer with one line. Because when the world looked away, he looked at me.